Hey guys, what's going on? BOJoeKO here today, and I may be able to put my videos in HD quality, but I still manage to screw up audio sometimes. So, I have no idea what happened with that. I recorded the audio fine, but I just do not know what happened to it. So, what I'm doing actually is I'm actually watching the video clip right now, as well as you guys are watching this right now, and this will kind of be my first little cover commentary over the actual gameplay, which is kind of weird for NHL. I could understand if I was doing this for more Call of Duty stuff, but I'm gonna have to roll with it. So, from last episode, we were 24, 21, and 4, and we did add the lines a little bit. I probably will show the lines before that. So, I think in this video, we're going to go a day before the trade deadline so we can make some trades happen. I think we were 11th in the East. I believe we were 11th in the East, so we were going to go up to the day before the trade deadline so I can work out some trades so that I can put them in the trade deadline. Because a good thing that actually happened, I was looking through all the teams, and it's funny now because teams are now interested in Danny Briere and Kimmo Timonen and Pavel Kabina, which are the three guys who I'm probably planning on trading at the trade deadline so I can one, get rid of salary cap because those three guys just bolt up to $14 million in salary cap space, which I kind of need half of that to sign Giroux anyway. So that'll make room for that. And also, I do want to get rid of Kabina and Timonen. One, because they're getting old. I have a feeling that Timonen might retire after this year is over. So I kind of want to get rid of him right now while his trade value is good. And I want to get a top four defenseman in a trade for him because with them two gone, that only leaves me with Mazzaros, Braden Coburn, and Luke Shen as the main defense guys. But we also have Matthew Dumba, who I'm going to call up next year, as well as Joseph Morrow, who I'm also going to call up. So I definitely need that top four defenseman to help out with those guys. So as you can see right there, I have them on the screen. Tiemann and Briere and Kabina both, all their salaries, all their ages. Let's see, Tiemann is 38. He's gonna be 39 next year. Who knows when he might retire? And Danny Briere's salary just eats up our team. It's 6.220 million dollars. I mean, he's still signed for another couple years, yeah, but who knows how long it'll be before we sign him. And then you could see right there, Giroux, his contract is coming up next year. And right now, I do have Gustafson called up. He's just filling the void right now while because Joseph Morrow really wasn't pulling enough for the team. It was kind of making the team a little bit worse, but it's not going to matter anyway next season because he's going to be up here anyway. So I think we're going to start the simulation now, if I'm not mistaken. We're looking at the team standings once again. So there it is. We're in 11th. There's the West. And I'm switching back and forth right there. I must have OCD or something. Yeah, I'm really OCD at the moment. And there we go. Okay, so now we're going to start the simulation up to this date. I think if I can remember, we didn't... we might have went 500 during these first couple of games. I know we lose this Winnipeg game. Yeah, 2-4 for Winnipeg. And probably one of the teams we may want to try to make a trade with. Uh, I make, okay, let me say this. I make a trade after this video. Remember, if you guys remember, oh yeah, this is annoying, dude. You're going to see a bunch of these pop up. With Calgary trying to come at us with so many of these trades for Alex Galchenyuk. They were so hardcore bent on getting him. Now, I would say this, Bouwmeester would be a good pickup, but it doesn't really solve our problems. I mean, he's 30 years old, yeah. It's a couple years younger than Timonen and Kabina, but the salaries is almost the same as Danny Briere, and we're trying to get rid of that stuff. So it's not really much of a point to take on it, and you're going to see throughout the video, Calgary's just going to keep coming at us with that almost the exact same offer, just like eliminating some of the draft picks little by little. And as you can see, we've fallen to a really just bad record right there. And see, there's another one that just pops up. They wanted Samoa What's in the first round there. See, I'm going to decline it. Mike Camilleri wouldn't be a bad pickup, but like I said, they're all old, and we really don't need that. If I need the like third and fourth line guys, which I'm going to need for next season, I can just easily pick them up in free agency. So let me talk to guys about what I was saying earlier. After this video, if you guys remember back to one of the earlier videos where we made a trade for Alex Galchenyuk for Scotty Hartnell and a first round pick, I noticed that we weren't doing so hot, so I'm like, okay, I may want to get that first round pick back. And I saw that Montreal was interested in one of our 3-star goalies that I probably was not going to use. He was actually Brizgalow's backup right now on the NHL. I think his last name was like Kiki or something like that. So he really wasn't all that important. So I just traded him to Montreal. They accepted gladly, so I got my first round pick back for him. And I right after this video, I signed it's not going to be on camera, but I sent a free agency contract to another 3-star goalie, so I can easily just pick that up. So in reality, we just did a 1-for-1 trade for Scott Hartnell with Scott Hartnell and Alex Galchenyuk, and I got my first round pick back. So that's really good. Montreal gets a 3-star goalie, but what's that really going to do? The odds of him turning out to be a really good player are slim to none considering he was like 40 something overall. And see, look at Calgary is so just bent on trying to get Alex Galchenyuk on their team. They're even throwing in Brandon Manning now. They were really desperate to try to sign him. Okay, so what else do I want to talk about? I think the oh yeah, we do pick up Dylan Reese off waivers. He was a top 6 defenseman. I just said why the hell not? He was up there. Might as well grab him. I need players for the minor leagues anyway. What is he? 29, 2.5 white stars, 77 overall, two-way defenseman. Yeah, his defensive category is all right, but I do pick him up. I do place him in the minors anyway. No big deal. Nothing hurting us there. So, what was I gonna say? Okay, at the end of this video, I do look through all the teams to see if I can trade Tiemann and Briere and Cabine into any of these teams that were willing to take him on, as in addition to teams that don't want him but have a really good defensive player on the team that I could want. And the way the standings are looking, it looked like with the Winnipeg Jets and the Anaheim Ducks, who are just really suffering right now, are probably going to be 1-2 in the draft this year. The Anaheim Ducks really had a setback. Letting Corey Perry on waivers and just letting him walk really must have hurt their team so much. I think one of the earlier simulations, they were like 6-20. That was just a really bad record. So both of them, I believe, I show the standings after this simulation is over. I believe they're both in the low 40 point range. In both standings, they're well 20 points under the next place teams. So odds of us catching them and odds of us getting that first overall pick are kind of slim. But if we kind of decline, because I know for a fact that once we get rid of Tiemann and Cabina and Danny Briere, that we are gonna probably start losing a lot more games, which I'm fine with because I don't think we're gonna make the playoffs, and I'm content with that. But the odds of us getting that first overall pick are slim. Odds of us getting a top 10 pick, it could go either way. We're just gonna have to see in the next video how that happens. So the trade deadlock is almost upon us. Yep. This was actually a very interesting trade that popped up for Legwand and a third for our second and Zach Ronaldo. Now I think I go into edit this trade if I'm not mistaken. I do. We do take a look at David Legwand. He would fit into our team. He was a second line forward, 83 overall playmaker. His defensive stats are pretty good. Good defensive awareness with 84. But I think what really spun it for me was the age. I think Legwand was a little bit too old for me to go on the take it on. I do like Zach Ronaldo back there on the fourth line. He's not a good defensive player, but I like his physicality, and a lot of teams actually do want Zach Ronaldo. I don't know if it was a bad pick or not. If they didn't want my second round pick in there, I may have went with the trade, because you can always pick up fourth line grinders in free agency because they're always available. But I do kind of want to just hold on to Zach Ronaldo. I don't know. his penalty minutes do kind of stack up because he's always going to be the one with the most penalty minutes on the team. It's just because his physicality is so much. And what is his age? Yeah, his age is 33, 3 years younger than Danny Briere. It's not what we're looking for right now. We need youth to rebuild, and that's exactly what Dumba and Morrow are going to bring to that defense. Now Dumba was placed in the junior, so he's going to be on the low overall rating coming up. He's probably going to be in the 50s around there, while Joseph Morrow I think is pretty much NHL ready at level 74. So I think you guys can see their trade values. Yeah, there it is, the three of them right there. I'll probably show them again in the couple minutes that are coming up because this is a 23-minute video, and I'm gonna have to talk for 23 minutes, which is gonna be really, really annoying. I'm already starting to get a headache. But the trade values for Tiemann and Briere and Cabina are actually they're not that bad. They're like almost a little bit more than maybe like a 10 to 20 20th overall first round pick area. Just a little bit more than that. Hold on, guys. Let me change my position on seeding. Okay, so there we go. There's the standings after that simulation. We are only 2 points out of a playoff spot, so we could essentially make the playoffs if we go on a good run for the last end of the season. But I do note something here. I believe that most of the teams that we're playing in the last half of the season are in. Excuse me. The couple teams that we play at the end of the season are ranked in the top 8 in the Eastern Conference, and I think we play Chicago and Detroit too, which are in the top in the Western Conference. So we're going into the trading block here. So there they are. There's the trade values for Tiemann and Cabina and Briere. They are pretty good. Pavel Cabina has the best trade value out of all three of them, and I think Tiemann and Briere have equal trade values. So now, as you can see, there are teams interested in essentially all three of them. There's teams that are interested in 2 of them. One of them, actually, I don't think it's just one of them. It's mostly just 2 of them or 1 of them. But the thing is, all the teams that want them, like the teams that glow up in green, are all in playoff races. Buffalo is in. Chicago is in a playoff race. Yeah, I do go into here. Chicago, I believe, didn't have anybody really good skater-wise as they're willing to give away. Yeah, they had nothing. Nothing really. That McNeil guy, I think he was alright. I think I do go to search for him right now. His trade value isn't that high. His potential's pretty good. He's a power forward. He would definitely fit in with that third line along with Korpikoski and Couturier. But I'm not looking for that. I can easily find a third line forward in free agency. I'm really looking for that good young defenseman from one of these like lower level teams. And now I go into Anaheim because I want to, yeah, let's see, look at their first round pick. The value that they have on that thing is tremendous. I think not even the 3 of those guys, Winnipeg has the same. I don't think Tiemann and Briere or Cabina's trade values would actually, I think it would come up to a little bit past a first round pick, but I'm not willing to give up a first round pick, so I may just hold on and try to make a trade for the first round pick and on the draft day. But I was looking through the Anaheim Ducks, and one person that actually stood out to me was that guy right there, Cam Fowler, top 6 defenseman, 4.5 gold stars, 22 years old, NHL ready, offensive defenseman. His defense is pretty good. His offense really isn't all that good, but he has the potential to develop into a really good player. So he was one player that really caught my eye, and I may want to try to go get him, if at all possible. He does have 2 years left on his contract. Now, they didn't accept that because they had too many players, I believe, under contract. So I don't make any trades in this video. If you guys are wondering about that, that's for the next video. So you guys saw their trade values for the 3 of those guys. Go nuts in the comments, and feel free to inbox me too, because I definitely need suggestions. You guys know, for the people who've been watching most of these videos, I'm not the best person when it comes to making trades for other players with other teams. So I definitely need help in trying to get a good player. So, like I said, you guys know what I want. If I can get if it's a team maybe near the low end in the standings, but has a really good young defenseman, let me know about that because I'll try to go for the team. Now, the only problem is that the team is not going to give it away. Now, I go on Evander Kane. I really don't know why I did that. I think I was thinking that he could take Danny Briere's spot, but then when I really looked at him, he is 4.5 gold stars, but I really thought Evander Kane would have been a lot better than the stats that showed up right there. His shooting really wasn't all that good for a sniper, like low 80s already for a 4.5 gold star player. It didn't really make all that much sense to me for that. Who else does Winnipeg have on there? Little. They weren't really giving anything. They value that first round pick. Like, yeah, what am I thinking here? Yeah, they'll give that away. Whoa, yeesh. So yeah, go nuts in the comments, guys, on any of those three players, their trade values. You've seen them briefly. Just let me know. What do you think I could get for these guys? Like I said, you know what I want. I want a young, fairly young, not like young under the age of 20, maybe like 20 to 24, I'll say, because that'll bring it up to probably the low 30s, and it could even go a little bit higher than that. A young defenseman that I can implement into the team right away. I do. A couple of the guys that I saw right there, as one is on the screen right now, is Dylan McIlwraith and Chris Kreider. I probably could get both of them for maybe only two of the guys. Probably if I throw in Kabina and Seaman in there, I could get Kreider and Dylan McIlwraith for both of them, which would really help because then Kreider can go on the third line with Couturier and Korpikoski, and then McIlwraith could go in with probably Luke Shen, maybe, whatever the best person defense-wise would be. He was 16. He's a defensive defenseman, so he probably would go in with Luke Shen and have Dumba and Morrow play, or I could give it to Morrow. It doesn't really matter, but he's not a bad person to pick up. Dylan McIlwraith. Kreider was actually pretty good too. He's 72 overall power forward. Like I said, he would help us out really good on that third line. But so yeah, I really don't have much to say, so I'm just watching this video and see what I do. I'm pretty much just looking through all these teams now, seeing what defensive young prospects they have. The Penguins did have Mata and Derek Pouliot, but they're too young still, and they're still both in the juniors. So I don't think I want to implement them. I want to go for those guys NHL ready, and plus I'd be giving them to Pittsburgh, and I don't want Timonen or Kabina or Briere biting my ass on Pittsburgh. That's like, I don't know, that's like a cardinal sin to trade Pittsburgh somebody, even though I did it with Talbot in an earlier video. I gave him right back. San Jose was interested in them, but San Jose had butt kiss to give. They didn't even have a first round pick, even though I probably wouldn't go for it. Who'd they have? Vlasic, Burns, Demers, Streit, Stewart. Yeah, they really didn't have any defensemen I really wanted. Vlasic's trade value wasn't that bad, but I doubt they would have given him away. But yeah, Cam Fowler was definitely one of the guys I was interested in. I think I'd take a look at Columbus next after this. Johnson, Duchesne, no. Gabriel Landeskog, I do take a look at. He wouldn't have been a bad person to pick up to fill in that second line. But I think with that second line, now that Danny Briere would be moving out, I have a feeling I probably will move Alex Galchenyuk up to the second line to play with Wayne Simmons and Braden Shen, and have Korpikoski, Couturier, and somebody play on that third line. It may even be Eric Wellwood. I could give him the shot. But he is 3.5 stars. Then again, I don't know. And then we're just going to have to fill in those final two fourth line guys. Yeah, Columbus is right here. Ryan Murray, Jack Johnson are definitely two of the guys. Jack Johnson, actually, all three of those defensemen there. Ryan Murray, look at this guy. He's a stud, all right. 92 defensive awareness. Shooting's not that good, but his defensive category is really, really good. He is definitely one of the person. His trade value isn't even that high. Wisniewski and Johnson were definitely three of the guys I was really looking for. Columbus has some good defense guys on that team. I don't know if they would be willing to give them away, but we could always make an attempt for it. The Dallas Stars, they have anybody? That Pulak guy, Detroit, I didn't think they had anybody. Cronwall's Edinburgh, Kyle Quincy, no, nothing really all that exciting. Edmonton, I didn't think they had anybody. The Nuge, Yakupov, all those guys. They were willing to give them. Well, they weren't willing to give them away, but their trade values are really, really low. I mean, look at Yakupov's is down there, really, really low. And then we're just cycling through these teams. Predators, Weber, nothing. No way I can get Shea Weber. What else? Jersey, I didn't think they had anybody. Kovalchuk, Severson, Adam Larson, maybe. I don't think so. I don't think I could have afforded Adam Larson. The Islanders, did they have anybody? Griffin Reinhart. He's a minor league top 6 defenseman, 4.5 stars. He might not have been bad to pick up too. Look at that. He's in, I think, the juniors right now. No, juniors right now. Is he? Yeah, he's in the juniors right now. He's already 71 overall. That would have been pretty good to pick up Griffin Reinhart too. So that might be really another person that we go after. But then again, it's kind of a curse to send these guys out to the same conference as us. They could end up biting us in the ass, but you never know. That's why we sent Pronger to Minnesota, so he didn't really he doesn't bother us all that much this season. And like I said, we're still waiting to see how the defense in the AHL develop. We do have Brandon Manning in the waiting. He has 3.5 stars. Keegan Lowe, I think he was 3.5, 4 stars as well. Cousins, we're still waiting on. That our first round pick from last year was Juuso Ikonen, I think it was, or something along those lines. So I think I'm wrapping up. Yeah, I'm wrapping up this video right here, where I'm telling you guys to make your suggestions for those 3 guys. I've been talking for 20 minutes now. I really don't know how I do it on some days, guys. It's a miracle to me. But yeah, I'm asking for your suggestions. So what do you guys think? I'm trying to shed some salary cap here to get rid of Danny Briere, Pavel Kabina, and Kimmo Timonen, freeing up almost $14 million in cap space. Trying to look for that top 4 defenseman. Maybe get a third-line guy in there with the deal as well. So just leave your suggestions in the comments below. Inbox me. Do whatever it takes. I need help. What do you think I can get for these players, guys? Next video, we're taking